Hi family, coming back on with another video. Very interesting video. It's really, at the end of the day, they're trying to say that the sun is heating up this reservoir, which is putting out some type of chemical in their waters that coming flowing in different people's homes. And they have over 96 million black balls to cover up this whole area on top of the water, to say keep the water at a temperature where the sun will not, infect the actual water. So let's hear this young man out, and I'll talk on the other side of the video.
These are shade balls. They're being dumped into this water reservoir in Los Angeles. And contrary to what you may have heard, their main purpose is not to reduce evaporation. So what are they really for? To find out, I'm visiting the largest collection of these balls anywhere on Earth at LA Reservoir. $96 million shade balls. That's correct. 96 million. It's very rare for you to see 96 million of anything. Yeah.
This is your life vest, which you are required to wear.
All right.
Throw a leg over and climb on it.
They're so brilliant. They're literally trying to block the sun.
Looking at this, I had so many questions. Like, why are they black? Are they safe to have in drinking water? How much do they cost? Do they actually reduce evaporation? And what is their real purpose? Is it hard to drive in shade balls?
It is very hard.
Why is that?
These are actually partially filled with water. And the reason they're filled with water is that at LA Reservoir we have some really high winds. And so, if we didn't put water in these things, there'd be balls bouncing on the 5 freeways people drive down. They'd be all over the place. So these keep the balls in the reservoir, and if they do start to roll, they kind of wobble because the water makes them uneven.
But that makes them significantly more difficult to push out of the way, especially when they form close-packed crystal-like structures. Behind the boat, the balls quickly come together in our wake. And some, close to the motor, are pulled along with the boat. Wow. What did you think the first time they suggested doing this, or when it first came in?
Yeah, it was a little out there.
Did you think they were nuts?
No, not nuts.
Well, it looks absurd. It's like we're in the world's biggest ball pit.
Right, yeah, that's what it looks like. Yeah, you can't tell by standing here that we're actually floating over, I think it's probably 40 feet right here, 40, 50 feet deep below us. And you can't even see any water. You'd think it was a joke, right? Like if you didn't know, you'd be like, no, you're not. That's you're like green screen or something, right? Yeah, it's fake.
So like, when I switch on my tap at home, is the water coming from here?
Yes.
Sometimes.
Yes,
or always.
Most of the time.
Most of the time the water's coming from here. Absolutely nuts. So why is LA Reservoir covered in shade balls? Well, the problem all started with bromide.
Bromide is a naturally occurring substance. It's associated with salt water, and so normally places like the California aqueduct that comes down from the delta, you get some saltwater intrusions. You have some bromide in the water. Bromide's harmless, and it's almost impossible to remove. But when you disinfect the water with ozone, that bromide becomes bromate, and bromate's carcinogenic. And so around the year 2000, they wrote regulations regulating bromate, and the regulations basically said if you have a treatment plant that uses ozone, then you have to watch your bromate formation and be careful not to form too much. So the only place we ever measured bromate was at our filter plant.
And the results were always within the 10 micrograms per liter limit set by regulators. So they were confused when they got a call from one of their customers, a beverage company in LA.
They said, we have some really high levels of bromate showing up. Are you aware of this? And we said, well, we don't show anything.
But between the filtration plant and the customer was the reservoir. So they did some tests.
Almost immediately upon coming into this open reservoir, the bromate levels jumped. It jumped. That bromide with chlorine, which was supposed to be safe, in bright sun, formed bromate even more than ozone did. And so we made this unfortunate.
So you notice in bright sunlight. So all these many years, this earth has been here. The water has been here. The sun has been here. So all of a sudden, you got problems with the sun. Are you kidding me? I'm going to leave the link. You can see the remainder of it. I stop at 424 to give this young man credit for his work. He got over 2 million, might be more views on this one. I'm not sure, but it's in the millions. All I can say is that no matter what they think, they are so brilliant. Their mind's going to come up with to prevent this or to prevent that. They're gonna waste and spend countless money of hard-earned money by the taxpayer to cover up and to block and to shield and to do all this stuff when, the sun is in the almighty hand. The water is in the almighty hands. I mean, everything. And they think they're going to outsmart. Like the almighty don't know, the Most High don't know what's going on, with our earth. It just, wow. I just wanted to share, family. I'll share the link and you can see the remending of it. But that just tell you what day and time it is, what time we're in. They already have Bill Gates who said he want to build a balloon to block the sun, but the sun actually come out different chambers along with I know the moon does, but I know the sun rises in different places. Right where I live, I can see the sun, rises differently. So I just, just more and more, all I can say to all, get closer with the Almighty, get in the path that you're supposed to be in, that you can be a messenger or whatnot. Would He have you as a vessel to be used to share this word, to bring more awareness to our Israelite brothers and sisters and those who will come with us, as it's written, as the day of when they were in Egypt, our forefathers, and there were other people that came with us. So if you can hear my tone and my voice, you know how I feel. It's just, what's next? What they're going to do next? And it just really, really just show you where their mind is that they're going to try to outsmart the Most High. They're trying. They're literally trying. So all before, the sun wasn't that hot. You didn't have this problem with the water, but now the sun is hot, and you not looking to see or not trying to understand this truth about what's happening on this earth. That all it is in the almighty hands, and at any day and time he can do what he wants it to do. He can make it rain for 500 days if he wants to. It's his choice. It's this earth. He's the creator of the heavens and the earth. He sits high and look low. He can see all things. Okay, family, that's all. I'll share from 4 minutes and 24 seconds. You're welcome to look at the rest of this 12 minutes and 7 seconds video. Take care. Shalom, family. Shalom, family.